old guard in regards to passing the baton. And the old guard needs to let go and allow for the new blood to come in and assume the positions. But whenever I look at the historical institutions like the NAACP, the Urban League, I don't see too many ambitious young leaders stepping into those positions. Even in the community associations, I want some of the up-and-coming and younger leadership to address that issue, because every time we have one of these meetings, and we have a lot of young people out here tonight, they should be commended. But we see a lot of the elder generation, our elected officials or just community activists who have been doing this, and they're tired. And they're telling me they're ready for the young people to step in. Are the young people in the Grand Rapids community really prepared to step into that mantle that the elder generation has held up so appropriately? Anybody want to address that?
Well, I think that, one of the things you need to ask the question of is the current paradigm of leadership willing to begin to nurture the up-and-coming leaders for a change? There has to be a willingness. But at the same time, there's a preparedness that needs to go on from some young people. There's a work ethic that needs to be developed. How? First of all, you got to get up early, brother. You got to stay up late. Yeah. You can't get up at 11 o'clock. You got to work twice. Be willing to work twice as hard to get half the recognition.
Sure.
The hard work ethic has fallen away, but at the same time, leadership has got comfortable in a number of roles, a number of capacities, because we refuse to compassionately, with passion and respect, go and meet with them. Rodney and I, over the years, have had countless meetings, but with respect. In private, not always doing a press release to get an audience. But we've been prepared. We've got up early. I tell you want to meet me at 6:30 in the morning at Urban Beaner if you want to talk to me. Come and see me at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when I'm chasing your sons and daughters. Right. Come over to the gym tonight at 10:30 at the Salvation Army, where we'll be having worship with 150 young desperados. But we have to show the leadership, first of all, that we're worthy of having a seat at the table. But I want to tell you, I'm not waiting for somebody to give me an invitation. If you cannot get a seat at the table, create your own table.
Yeah. You heard it from Elder Bishop. Create your own table, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that's a solution. Now, somebody else would like to respond to that question. Mr. Oscar Perry.
Well, I think that I am very blessed in the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, I work with Jubilee Jobs, which is a Christian organization as well. And under the leadership of Shanae and Burley, who is a baby boomer. I am Generation X. And we have the opportunity to, the whole office is just a conglomerate of different members of Generation X and baby boomers. And now with the Youth Empowerment Success for You program, we have the millennial generation in there. And it is a team of us. When you talk about solutions, it is a team of us across the board that are preparing the youth. And now about 20 youth are scattered about the community with some wonderful partners throughout the community that have allowed them to start internships. But in that training, they get that understanding of what discipline is, how you should communicate across the board, how you need to communicate inside the workplace. How we're not trying to change how you might communicate with your friends, although that can evolve as well, but teaching you how to be prepared for a professional work environment, how to take on some of those ethics and that discipline of the generation that did the 60-hour work week. The technology, unfortunately, stopped that 60-hour work week and made things move a little bit fast. So now our generation, we work to live as opposed to living to work as previous generations. But we're able in that office with the Christian perspective and bringing the ministry in as well to bring all of that. So you talk about solutions. It's wonderful to see the young men coming back, talking about their internships, going around this very community in the street, working with Wealthy Street Theater, working with the media program, with cameras and equipment, doing their things, coming back, working for the Grand Rapids African American Health Institute and other wonderful placements around the city, centered on healthcare and business technology. seeing those things so they can come there and get the training of the mind that they need, get that spiritual growth, and have it come from the different generations of leaders here, and then put it back out in the community and take it to their fellow brothers and sisters. So some great solutions.
Let me nuance that question so we can get a little further response on it. How can we institutionalize the solution? So it's not just an individual here doing it, an individual there doing it. How can we institutionalize these solutions so that they sustain and there's actually some building that's done in our community? That's strategic. That's strategic strategy. We're going back right to that. Whoever would like to respond. Ms. Serene Dixon, who has not been feeling well but has sat in on this panel anyway, she deserves a round of applause. Go ahead. How can we? We're talking about institutionalizing now the solution as far as bridging the generational gap and delivering to our community.
I think, first of all, I attended high school in Jamaica, and just to give you a brief understanding of foreign schools compared to schools here in the United States, the discipline, and all that go into it, I believe that my parents sent me to school in Jamaica for that reason, for the discipline. And just to compare it to the schools here in the United States, it's so much different because we don't have a choice in going to school out there. From kindergarten all the way up to high school, college, you have to pay for it. There's kids there that cannot afford to go to first grade, and in this American society, education is free, and they take it, the youth take advantage of it. First of all, I just want to commend all the young adults that are in here today. Hats off to all of you. Coming in here, and sitting through this, it's really refreshing to see so many young people, showing the interest in today's discussion. But as far as, I can address so many things that's been said on this panel today. I'm the silent one of the group. But as far as institutionalizing,
Just to help her out.
I think you touched it though. You said you brought up the Grand
There's so much more to it though. It starts honestly, and you can talk. I've said this before. You can speak on the leaders in the community, the teachers in the schools, and the responsibility that they have, and the priorities that they have. But honestly, parents come first as far as prioritizing what their children need to do. As far as schools, as far as church, there's. When you ask the question on, entrepreneurship, young entrepreneurship, it starts with empowerment at home. Being able to tell your child, no, not go to high school, go to college afterwards. It's saying, get out into the community and help an elderly person. Get out into the community and, mentor someone younger than you. Show responsibility. Make sure that, your kids take responsibility, understand what it means to show, have respect for their community elders. It's just so sad. It's rare that you ever see a high school student go and mentor a middle school child. Crestwood Middle School, a group of us went out there and we mentored, right. And I said this before, we mentored 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, right. And the influence that we've had on their lives. I think it's so very important to encourage young kids to take responsibility within the community.
Sure. Sure. That's an excellent response. Ms. Serene Dixon, appreciate you responding in the circumstances. I'm going to ask you one last question, then we're going to open it up for Q&A. We have to do